Tonight's story is called Ella of the Hazelnut Tree, a cozy Cinderella tale made just for you. Hello, dear dreamer. You have done enough today. Let the air soften around you. Let your breath find its own slow rhythm. You are safe here. Nothing is required of you now. In this quiet space, stories remember how to bloom. Tonight's tale is about courage that grows in silence, kindness that refuses to shrink, and love that roots itself deep in the earth until it rises again. So inhale the day and exhale the weight of it. Let your thoughts settle like petals on still water. The world can wait. The night is here to hold you. Now, let us begin. Once, in a sun-drenched house at the edge of a meadow, there lived a family of 3, a mother, a father, and their daughter Ella. Her skin was as bright as the sun after rain, her hair a tumble of golden coils that caught the light and held it. When she laughed, the curtains fluttered as if the house itself leaned closer to listen. Her mother was warmth in motion, the kind of woman who hummed while she worked and made every ordinary hour feel like a blessing. Her father was steady and strong, always ready to lift Ella high enough to see the horizon. In those days, life was simple and good. The mornings smelled of baked bread and honey, the evenings of lavender and stories. The 3 of them moved together like music, a small, perfect circle. From her mother, Ella learned what it meant to be truly kind. Kindness isn't the same as niceness, my darling, her mother would say as she tucked a curl behind Ella's ear. Niceness keeps the peace. Kindness keeps the truth. It takes courage to be kind, real courage. Sometimes you'll need to be kind for people who can't be, and sometimes you'll need to be kind to yourself when no one else remembers how. Ella nodded solemnly, listening with a heart that didn't quite understand how these words would root deep and strong inside her. From her father, Ella learned wonder. "Look there," he would whisper, pointing to the sky. "See that cloud shaped like a dragon? The world is full of small miracles if you just remember to look up." He called her his little light, because when she entered a room, shadows forgot themselves. Together, they filled their days with laughter, fresh bread cooling on the window ledges, the swish of her mother's skirts as she danced between chores. Sometimes at dusk, they would all walk through the garden, their hands brushing the tall grass. "Feel that, love?" her mother would ask. "The earth knows you. It remembers every step. And every step forward means there's something new waiting," her father would add with a wink. It was the kind of happiness that seems endless when you're inside of it, too full of sunlight to believe in night. But the world turns, even on perfect days. Her mother's laughter softened at first, then her strength faded. Doctors came and went like worried birds. The father, once loud with joy, grew quiet, as though afraid laughter might break the fragile air around them. On the last evening, when her mother called Ella to her side, candlelight trembled across her face as she whispered, "My sweet girl, when I'm gone, you must keep the light. Be kind, but never small. The world will try to tell you who to be. Don't let it decide. And when you see someone who's too tired to be brave for them. That's what kindness is." Tears blurred Ella's sight, but she nodded. "You'll have your father and he'll have you," her mother murmured. "Keep each other warm." The candle flickered once, as if agreeing, and then went out. Afterward, the house felt larger. The father tried to fill it with work and noise, but silence has a way of finding the cracks. At night, he sat before the fire, staring into the flames as though waiting for them to speak her name. Ella sat beside him, pretending not to see the tears he wiped away too quickly. They clung to each other, two halves of the same broken circle, believing if they had held on tightly enough, maybe, just maybe, the world would forget to change again. The morning after Ella's mother left this world, the sun still rose, gently, almost shyly, as though afraid to disturb the grief settling over the house. Ella and her father tried to keep the days stitched together with memory and habit. He brewed her tea, though he forgot the honey. She smiled, though her eyes remained swollen with tears. When the ache grew too large, they sat side by side in the quiet, holding hands as if the connection alone might keep them from slipping into the dark. For a time, it worked. Love carried them like a lantern through the first shadowed weeks. But grief changes shape. The father, aching and restless, began taking longer journeys for business. Work kept his mind busy, though it did nothing to soothe his heart. Each time he returned, there was a little more distance in his eyes, a little less Ella could reach. He always brought her something, but she never asked for much. "Bring me the first hazel branch that brushes your coat," she would say. He laughed at the simplicity of it. "Always something from the earth," Ella would answer. "The earth never forgets." And she believed it. One spring evening, he returned with a woman at his side, Madame Alare. Her gown shimmered like frost. Her smile glittered with charm. She pressed a soft kiss to Ella's cheek and called her darling in a voice smooth as butter. Ella tried to welcome her. Perhaps the house could hold new laughter. Perhaps the ache could lighten. Just a little. But even in her kindness, she noticed small things. The way Madame Alare's eyes narrowed when looking at Ella's mother's portrait. The way her hands curled around her father's arm, a bit too tightly. The way she smoothed her dress after touching anything that belonged to Ella. Still, Ella remained open, hopeful, because kindness does not close its door at the first draft of suspicion. Madame Alare's daughters soon followed, two girls who looked at the home as though already measuring where their names should be carved. They giggled too loudly when father was in the room, and rolled their eyes too sharply when he was not. They delighted in admiration and ignored anything that did not serve them. In front of their father, Madame Alare praised Ella endlessly. "She is an angel, my love, so patient, so devoted." When the father stepped away, that sweetness vanished like fog burned off by the sun. Her tone sharpened, her instructions multiplied, her eyes counted Ella's mistakes. Greed works quietly at first. It tastes the air before it devours the room. Still, Ella persisted in kindness. She made space. She offered help. She tried to believe the best. Her father, exhausted by work and overwhelmed by the illusion of order Madame Alare provided, did not see what Ella saw. He only saw the relief of companionship, a home that seemed steady again. And Ella, loving him fiercely, did not tell him otherwise. The night he packed for his next long trip, he knelt beside Ella just as he always had. "Be good, little light," he said. "I will," she whispered. "Come home soon." He smiled, but it was the kind of smile that flickers at the edges, already half gone. Ella stood in the doorway as the carriage wheels rolled away. The dust hadn't settled before Madame Alare's voice sharpened behind her. "Well," she said, hands clasped too tightly, "let's keep you busy, shall we?" The house changed that night. Not loudly, not yet, but enough for the walls to notice, enough for the wind through the Hazelnut Grove to stir uneasily. Ella looked toward her mother's garden and whispered, "I am still here." And the earth, steady and ancient, whispered back, "I know." At first, the changes were so small, Ella almost missed them. Breakfast arrived later and later each morning, until one day she simply wasn't called to the table at all. Instead of honeyed bread and warm tea, she found a single crust left near the door. "Oh, my dear," Madame Alari cooed when Ella hesitated. "I thought you'd prefer something simple. Sweets can spoil a girl." Her smile was soft, so soft it hurt. The chores multiplied next. "What nimble hands you have," the stepmother said sweetly, placing a mountain of laundry in her arms. "What a talent you have for dusting," she chimed, waving a feather brush toward the highest shelves. "What a gift for finding dropped things," she laughed after her daughters accidentally overturned an inkstand. Every order was draped in sugar, every cruelty delivered with a kiss of civility. And each time Ella answered the same, "I can help." Not because she was weak, but because she believed in the goodness she hoped might still exist. But goodness cannot be forced into a heart that refuses to hold it. The daughters followed their mother's example, smiles in the father's presence, sneers the moment his back turned. "Why do you always go barefoot?" one teased. "Because she's more mouse than girl," the other one giggled. Ella only tucked her feet slightly behind her skirts. Bare toes made her feel the earth, the last soft reminder of home. When the father came home briefly between journeys, Madame Alari played the devoted wife to perfection. She kissed Ella's forehead in front of him. "How she brightens this home," she declared. But the moment he looked away, her hand tightened on Ella's shoulder, nails pricking through the fabric. "You must work harder, love," she whispered. "Your father worries when he sees you idle." A lie in the shape of love. Ella swallowed it to protect him, knowing he was too fragile to see the whole truth. The house itself began to feel different, colder, as if all the windows had slowly crept shut. Ella scrubbed, polished, mended, fetched, the task growing heavier by the day. Her hands cracked, her back ached. Still, she hummed her mother's lullaby under her breath, threading hope into every stitch and sweep. Kindness can be a shield, but even shields need rest. Then came the night that changed everything. The father arrived home late, lantern guttering in the wind, looking thinner, haunted. Ella threw her arms around him. His hand shook when he held her. "Oh, it's only exhaustion," Madame Alari said smoothly, guiding him away. "He works so hard for us." But Ella saw the truth in the way he leaned against her. Grief had taken more of him than he had left to give. He kissed Ella's temple, a soft, fleeting touch, and whispered, "Be good, little light." She wanted to say, "Stay," but the words choked in her throat. At dawn, his carriage pulled away again, this time slower, as though its wheels resisted the journey. Ella stood watching until the road swallowed him whole. The stepmother joined her at the door, hands folded in mock prayer. "We must trust the Lord," she sighed. "Some burdens are lighter without witnesses." Ella wasn't sure what that meant, but she didn't like how it sounded. Days stretched. No letters came. No messenger. The silence tasted like fear. Ella prayed beneath the hazelnut tree each morning, pressing her palm to its trunk as if it were a heartbeat. Then one night, the house shuddered with the return of the wheels on the gravel. Ella ran to the door, hope rising like a flood. but the coachman stepped down alone. His lantern swung low. His hat was pressed to his chest. His eyes refused to rise. "There was a fall on the mountain road," he said quietly. "He did not suffer." The words trembled between them, final and without a future attached. "He asked me to bring this to you." From beneath his cloak he drew a single hazel branch, wet with the rain, cool with the night air, still smelling of the forest. The world went silent. Even the crickets held their breath. "He remembered," Ella said, voice breaking like thin glass. The coachman nodded once, unable to speak over his own grief. Ella walked to the garden, the earth soft with evening dew under her bare feet. She planted the branch beside her mother's grave and pressed the soil closed with careful hands. Tears fell silently, watering the place where love had been rooted twice. She leaned her forehead to the dark ground and whispered, "I'm still here, Mama. I'm still kind. I'm still brave. For both of you." In the morning light, a tree stood where the branch had been, tall and green and impossibly alive. The hazelnut leaves shimmered on the dawn, as though brushed by hands she could no longer hold. Ella touched the bark and felt her father's warmth, the kind that stays even when breath is gone. For the first time since the world had tilted, Ella smiled through her tears, not because she wasn't hurting, but because she understood something important. Even when love leaves, it leaves roots. The first week after her father's passing, the house held its breath. Madame Alari's smiles stayed served sweet. Her daughters curtsied prettily, and the servants scrambled to earn each crumb of approval. But by the second week, the mask began to slip. Ella's breakfast grew smaller, her chores stretched from dawn to moonrise, and the stepmother's voice sharpened like a knife sheathed in prayer. "You have such a talent for cleanliness," she would say with manufactured delight. "It would be selfish not to share it with the whole house." Soon, the girl who once woke to the scent of honey and warm bread now woke to orders. Polish the silver, scrub the floors, mend the gowns that others would wear. Ella obeyed, not from fear, not from defeat, but because work steadied her heart when sorrow threatened to unspool it. Every sweep of the broom, every bucket drawn from the well, became a vow. I am still here. When the day grew too heavy to carry inside her chest, she slipped out to the garden, to the place where the two worlds met. There, beside her mother's grave, stood the hazelnut tree, tall now, green, alive. It had grown overnight from the last branch her father ever touched, the gift he sent in the coachman shaking hands instead of returning himself. Her mother beneath its roots, her father within its leaves. Everything she loved gathered here. Ella rested her cheek against its trunk. "They don't see what they're doing," she whispered. "Maybe they're just sad, like Papa was. I'm trying to be kind for all of us, but it's hard." A wind stirred, brushing a leaf against her cheek like a blessing. She smiled through the ache. "You always said the earth remembers love, Mama," she murmured. "I think it remembers you." That night, she dreamed of her father standing beneath the hazel boughs, dusk light stitched into his coat. "My little light," he said, sorrow softening his voice. "I thought love alone could keep you safe." "It did," Ella whispered in a dream, "until it didn't." "Then take the rest from me," he told her. "Your mother gave you kindness, and I give you courage." She woke with moonlight pooled across her bedroom floor like milk spilled gently by the stars. In her palm lay a single hazelnut, smooth, warm, pulsing with possibility. Days folded into weeks. Madame Alari's piety rotted into cruelty. Her daughter's giggles sharpened into jeers. They mocked Ella's bare feet, her simple songs, her love of the earth. They called her Cinderella, Cinder Girl, a name meant to smear ash across her worth. But she answered softly, not shrinking, not bending, simply refusing to join their ugliness. And each night she returned to the hazel tree. "I'm trying," she told the roots. "I'm brave for those who can't be, even for them." A leaf fell into her hand, another promise. She tucked it into her pocket, and the world whispered yes. The house above might have belonged to Madame Alare, but the heartbeat within its walls now belonged to Ella. Because kindness, when fused with courage, does not break. It roots, it grows, and it waits. And sometimes the smallest seed, planted in love, becomes the magic that changes everything. The kingdom awoke to a joy it had nearly forgotten. Messengers thundered down dusty roads, trumpets sounded from market squares, and neighbors called out windows with breathless cheer. "The prince has returned. There will be a ball at the palace. Every maiden is welcome." In Madame Alari's manner, the news was treated as prophecy. Her daughters shrieked like startled birds, tripping over silk and vanity as they rushed to prepare themselves for the life they believed fate owed them. Perfume filled the hallways the way laughter once had. Ribbons and jewels were flung across furniture, a storm of taffeta and greed. Ella stitched and pressed and polished until her fingers stung, not from bitterness, from hope. She didn't long to be a princess. She longed to feel joy again, music swirling around her like breath, the world briefly remembering how to be kind. When the last hymn was neat and the last curl pinned, the house finally exhaled. Ella wiped her hands on her apron and stepped in her stepmother's room. Courage like a small flame, she refused to hide. "Stepmother, may I go to the ball?" Madame Alari turned from her mirror with a laugh sharp enough to cut glass. "You? A royal celebration is no place for ash and old laundry." "I have a dress," Ella said softly. "It was my mother's." She lifted the gown from the cedar chest, dawn blue silk, tiny seed pearls glimmering like morning dew. It breathed safety, lavender, love. For a heartbeat, the room stilled. Then jealousy twisted Madame Alari's mouth into something wolfish. She seized the dress. Silk tore like heartbreak, pearls scattered like stars pushed from the sky. "That was," Ella gasped. "Mine," the stepmother hissed. "The house, the gowns, even you. You exist by fortune of my charity. Never forget it." Ella knelt, gathering fallen pearls with shaking hands. But she did not bow her head. "One day," she whispered, "what was taken will find its way home." The stepmother scoffed and turned away. A coward's retreat. That night, the house shone with false brilliance. The sisters descended the stairs, dripping in jewels, smelling of roses and desperation. At the door, Madame Alari smirked over her shoulder. "Goodbye, Cinderella." The ash on Ella's skirt made the name a cage. "Mind the fire," one sister giggled. "And try not to dream above your station," the other sang. Carriage wheels roared. Hooves spit dust. Laughter faded. Silence expanded, dark and thick. Ella stood alone on the steps, still but unbroken. Her body sagged only for a moment. Her spirit did not. "You may take what I can touch," she whispered to the night, "but never what I am." The stars heard. So did the earth beneath her feet. Drawn by love older than sorrow, she walked barefoot through the quiet garden until she reached the hazelnut tree, the one she planted with her father's final gift. She pressed palms against the tree's bark. "I tried to be kind," she breathed, "but they twist kindness into weakness." The branches answered with a sound like breathing. "How do I stay good?" her voice cracked, "and still survive?" Light began to gather, not blinding, but familiar. A figure stepped from the glow, moonlit and steady. "My little light." Ella's heart knew him before her eyes did. "Papa?" A tear slipped down her cheek. "You came back." Her father smiled, sorrow and love entwined. "I thought love alone would protect you, but love without courage," he touched her chin gently, "is only half alive." She swallowed, standing taller. "Then teach me the other half." He looked at her the way dawn looks at the horizon, certain of her rise. "There is a truth you must hold close," he said. And for the first time he used her true name, the one her mother spoke into her newborn skin. "Ella." The air stilled. "All wonders borrowed from the world must return to it," he said. "They are a bridge, not a prison. Your magic will end at midnight. When the bell tolls 12, trust your own feet to carry you home." Ella nodded. "I promise." His smile softened with pride. "You already have everything you need." The hazelnut leaves shivered, releasing a soft rain of petals. They drifted around Ella, weaving themselves into a gown, blue as first morning, and when she moved, gold shimmered through it like sunlight breaking over earth. The shoes that formed at her feet were clear as courage, not fragile, but forged of truth. Ella's breath trembled. "It's beautiful." "It reflects you," her father said. "Kindness from your mother, courage from me. Together, complete." Tiny footsteps scurried across from the shadows. Her faithful mice, friends in loneliness, stood bright-eyed beneath the moon. Magic unfurled through them, reshaping fur into velvet vests and clever hands. "We'll see you there," they chimed, bowing with pride. From the soft glow of the roots and the soil rose a carriage, living silverwood, with its wheels bright as twin moons rolling over the night. Her father's voice grew fainter, wrapped in wind and memory. "Ella," he reached to press her cheek one last time. "Choose yourself, always, and choose love only when it honors who you are." She climbed into the carriage, not meekly, not timid, but like someone stepping into her rightful life. Hooves struck the earth, lanterns flared, the world rushed forward. Ahead, the palace gleamed like a promise finally ready to be kept. Ella leaned forward toward the night, heart thrumming like wings. "I'm coming," she murmured, "not to be chosen, to remember who I am." The first note of the waltz rose into the air, and Ella arrived just in time. The palace soared towards the sky like a dream carved in stone. Candlelight spilled through crystal windows, and music rolled over the courtyard like warm wind. Every lantern glowed brighter, as though trying to be the first to welcome her. The silver carriage slowed. The coachmen, once tiny field mice, hopped down in velvet coats and shining shoes. One bowed deeply. "We'll be close, my lady." Ella smiled, heart fluttering like a secret bird ready for its first flight. Her shoes, clear as courage, touched the marble step. The grand doors opened as if the palace itself had been waiting. Inside, chandeliers glittered above a sea of silk and jewels. Laughter shimmered like glass, pretty but fragile. The music, all brass and ribbon, tried to mask how desperately everyone wished to be noticed. Ella stepped into the ballroom. Every conversation faltered. Every head turned. Not because she glittered more than the rest, but because she glowed. There was something familiar in her, like the memory of joy you didn't realize you'd lost. Across the room, the prince stood beneath the largest chandelier. He looked tired beneath his crown. A young man praised so long he had forgotten what his own laughter sounded like. But when his eyes found Ella, something inside him unlocked. The music softened to a hush. He walked through the crowd as though in a dream. "May I?" he asked, offering his hand. Ella placed hers in his. Gentle, steady. They began to dance, a waltz that felt older than the palace itself. Around them, the world blurred into candlelight. The prince smiled, not the practiced smile of duty, but a real one. "You're not dazzled by any of this?" he said quietly. Ella's laugh was soft as morning rain. "Candles burn out, but the earth remembers how to bloom." The prince breathed as though her honesty startled him. Most spoke to him as if he were already the answer to their dreams. She spoke to him as though he were a person, worthy of question, not worship. "You move like you belong here," he said. "I move like I belong anywhere," she replied, and he realized he envied her for that. For a time, a blissful, impossible time, they danced without needing any words at all. But nothing magical remains unnoticed. And at the edges of the room, Madame Alari's daughters froze, faces drained of color, painted smiles trembling. "That girl," one hissed. "She's ruining everything." Madame Alari stared, eyes narrowing into something sharp and dangerous. "No," she whispered. "She cannot rise. If she rises, we fall." Hatred, like hunger, gnawed. Yet Ella did not see them. She was present only with the prince and with herself, her truth shining through her skin. But then, a faint sound reached her ears. Tick. High above the ballroom floor, the grand clock stirred, each gear turning like a warning. Tuck. Ella's heart lurched. Her father's voice felt like a hand catching hers. All magic born of the earth must return to it. When the bell tolls 12, trust your own feet to carry you home. "Is something wrong?" the prince asked. Ella swallowed, steadying her breath. "It's almost midnight. You're leaving?" There was hurt in his voice, gentle, genuine. She stepped back, a small, sad smile blooming. "Because no gift is meant to trap us, not even wonder." "But, Your Highness," she whispered, "I'll return with the sunrise of truth. Then we will see if you still look at me like this." Before he could answer, she curtsied, a bow that felt like a vow, and she slipped into the night. The ballroom exhaled disappointment and awe. Ella ran down the steps as the first bell struck. Dong. Her gown flickered, dawn blue struggling against returning shadow. Dong. Her feet flew, one shoe clattered against the marble, sliding away. She did not stop. Borrowed magic belonged to the earth, and she would not be greedy. Dong. Her carriage waited at the gate, glowing like a memory of hope. She leapt inside. The coachman snapped the reins, hooves pounded, wheels turned. Dong. 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 Each strike made the gown dim a little more, until it was simple again. Courage stayed, silk did not. Dong. 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 Her breath trembled, but she smiled. She had danced. She had chosen herself. She had shown the world what it forgot. Kindness can lead. Bravery can love. Dong. Just before the last strike, she whispered to the stars, "I will always find my way home." Dong. 12. Silence rushed in. Night folded itself over her, familiar, real. The silver carriage slowed before Madame Alari's manor. The coachman, mice once more, nuzzled her ankles, faithful to the end. She knelt. "Thank you," she whispered, and they scurried into the grass, free, unbound. Ella stood alone again, bare feet on the earth, ash on hands, but now gold in her heart. Above her, the hazelnut tree shimmered, leaves whispering like applause. She straightened her spine, breathing deep. Tomorrow, the world would come knocking, and she would open the door as Ella. Morning arrived quietly, as though the world were waking from a long-held breath. Soft gold crept into the sky, brushing the thin veil of mist that clung to the ground. Everything felt expectant, hushed, on the edge of something long overdue. Down the winding road came the royal procession, 13 riders in clean, even lines, banners fluttering like bright wings in the morning air. And at their center rolled the prince's carriage. Resting upon a cushion beside him glimmered a small glass slipper, a fragile vessel holding the memory of one luminous night. Word traveled quickly. "The prince is searching," the villagers whispered. "He seeks the girl who danced beneath the chandeliers." Women straightened their skirts and tied their ribbons, smoothing fabrics with hopeful hands. Excitement moved from window to window like candlelight. When the procession reached Madame Alari's manor, the footman stepped down and struck the door with 3 firm knocks. "By order of His Highness," he called, "every woman in this household must present herself." Madame Alari nearly tumbled into the doorway in her eagerness. "Oh, yes. Please, come in." Inside, her daughters burst into chaotic preparation. Perfume, powder, ribbons, flustered breath. At last, painted and perfumed within an inch of collapse, they stood ready. In the sitting room, the glass slipper waited on its velvet cushion. The sunlight scattered tiny rainbows across the room around it. The first daughter stepped forward, eyes half closed in forced delicacy. She pushed her foot into the slipper with graceless determination, twisting and contorting, but the slipper did not move. "It's the wrong shoe," she cried. "There must be another." "There is only one," the footman replied gently. The second daughter seized the slipper next. She shoved, grunted, strained. But truth does not bend to ambition. The slipper remained firm. The prince watched in silence. His gaze drifted, taking in the corners of the room, the walls, the windows, the feel of the house itself. Something tugged at his attention. He crossed the room to a tall window overlooking the grounds. Outside, the morning dew shimmered like silver lace, and across it ran a trail of barefoot footprints, small, sure steps leading toward the Hazelnut Grove. "This land is quiet," he murmured. "Too quiet." He turned back. Who walked these grounds before dawn? "A servant!" Madame Alari cried. "A girl of no consequence, dirty, simple, unworthy." Her words spilled out much too quickly, betraying her fear. "Bring her," the prince said. Silence stretched. Footsteps vanished down the hall. A door opened. Then soft, steady steps returned. Ella entered the room. Her gray dress brushed her ankles. Her hair was pulled back with a ribbon worn thin from years of work. Ash still dusted her hands from the morning hearth. But her eyes, steady, warm, unashamed, shone with the same quiet glow the prince had followed across the ballroom floor. The room stilled. "It was you," he whispered. Madame Alari surged forward. "She is nothing, a liar. Enough!" The words silenced the house. The prince stepped toward Ella with quiet purpose. "May I see your foot?" Ella nodded. She slipped off her wooden shoe, placing her bare foot gently on the rug. The glass slipper shimmered as the footman lifted it. Ella guided her foot toward it, calm and sure. The slipper accepted her immediately. It slid into place as though it had been waiting for her. A hushed gasp swept the room, not from magic, but from recognition. The prince lowered himself to one knee, not to worship her, but to meet her truth where it stood. Ella turned toward Madame Alari. No hatred in her expression, only clarity, quiet, and unshakable grit. "This house," she said softly, "this land, this estate, they belong to my mother." The servants at the back of the room stirred. Some had loved her mother, Lady Alara. Some had been dismissed when grief blinded Ella's father. All remembered. "My mother planted the orchards," Ella continued. "She tended the Hazelnut Grove. She walked these halls with gentle hands. My father promised it would pass to me." Madame Alari sputtered. "She remembers nothing." But Ella's voice held firm. "I remember the crest, scraped from above the door. I remember servants dismissed one by one, papers signed while my father grieved, everything locked away. Even me." The prince turned to his captain. "Summon the king's auditors. Bring every deed, every ledger." Time stretched thin as thread. Then the front door opened and a royal messenger entered, dust on his cloak, scroll in his hand. Before he spoke, something shifted inside of Ella. As the room waited for the verdict, a quiet stirring rose within her. Her true name, the one her mother had whispered into her newborn skin. Ella. The world had called her Cinderella, a cinder girl, a name of ash and smallness, but Ella was the name tied to roots and lineage and love. She had not heard anyone speak it in years, and now she felt it returning to her, rising like a soft flame through her chest. The messenger unrolled the scroll. "The records have been examined," he said. "The estate belonged to Lady Alara of Hazelnut Grove. Upon her death, it passes to her daughter, Ella." Her true name filled the room like sunlight breaking through shutters. Madame Alari sank into a chair, undone. "Then, by order of the crown," the prince declared, "this estate and all its lands are restored to Ella, rightful heir to the Lady Alara, effective immediately." A longtime servant stepped forward, an older woman with hands worn by decades of loyalty. In her trembling palms lay a heavy ring of keys. "My lady," she whispered, "these are yours." Ella accepted the keys, and the house seemed to exhale, relieved to be held again by the rightful hands. She looked down at them, her fingers curling around the cool metal. Not with greed, with recognition. She had not fought with shouting or rage. She had waited, with the patience only the brave can bear. Waited in kindness, in silence, in steadiness, until the moment came when truth would rise. For sometimes bravery must bare its arms patiently in kindness until the moment it must fight with all its might. And when that moment arrived, Ella stepped into it so quietly, so precisely, that the darkness which had tried to swallow her whole never saw her coming. The prince looked at her with reverence born of understanding, a man seeing the true shape of courage. He opened his mouth, perhaps to speak, but Ella spoke first. "I choose myself," she said. The words landed with the weight of foundations being set in stone. Then A soft laugh rose in her, bright, warm, free. Then with gentle strength, she added, "I choose you." The prince stilled, not in surprise but in gratitude, deep and sincere. Together they stepped out into the dawn. Light embraced the Hazelnut Grove, the house, and the truth that had finally come home. And in the branches above them, the leaves rustled softly, as if stirred by two familiar spirits, a mother and a father watching from the far edge of another world, whispering, "Now it is right." The kingdom did not change all at once. No great shift ever does. But it began the very next morning. Ella stood beside the prince, not behind him, as he announced what the glass slipper had truly revealed. Not beauty, not nobility, not a perfect bow or practiced charm, but character. This was the new measure of greatness. When Ella wore the crown for the first time, she felt its weight, not as a burden, but as a responsibility she had already lived. She walked the palace halls with bare feet at first, grounding herself in stone and memory. She planted climbing roses outside the ballroom windows because beauty, she believed, should remind people to look outward too. And she asked only one thing of her rule: let us make every person in this kingdom feel as though they belong here. Her ideas startled the nobles. Her compassion unsettled the proud. Her voice lifted spirits that had forgotten how to rise. Ella built schools and farming villages so children with dirt beneath their fingernails could grow into thinkers and dreamers. She opened the palace gates every fortnight, not for balls, but for gatherings where farmers debated dukes and seamstresses sang beside scholars. She created a new post in the royal council, the listener, a seat reserved for the one the people chose, a reminder that leadership begins with ears, not with crowns. Sometimes she traveled the countryside herself, not in royal procession, but in a simple gown, hooded cloak, her husband beside her without his jewels, learning the kingdom by touch and truth. Children flocked to her, their hands small but their wonder boundless. She knelt to them, always eye to eye. "You are the future," she'd say, "and the future belongs to the brave." The hazelnut tree grew wide and strong beside the manor. Ella made it a sanctuary, a place where the weary came to rest and leave lighter than they arrived. No statue of her mother was built. It wasn't needed. Every blossom was a monument. Often, when dusk painted the sky in rose and gold, Ella and the prince walked arm in arm. Through the garden, she was restored. He had found not a queen to possess, but a partner to become his better self beside. One evening, fireflies tangled with lantern light, and a gentle wind stirred the hazelnut branches. Ella paused beneath them, heart lifting. "I hope they see," she whispered. The prince smiled. "They always do." Somewhere beyond sight, a mother's warmth and a father's pride moved through the leaves like song, and for a moment, every candle in the garden flickered as though bowing to the girl who had turned ash into dawn. Ella looked out into the world, at the people who were learning, slowly and surely, to be kind and to be brave. She knew the work would never be finished. She also knew that was the beautiful part. "Let us keep going," she murmured. The prince kissed her knuckles, a vow in every touch. Always. Above them, the stars gathered like witnesses, roots held strong beneath the earth, and courage, the kind that blooms, kept growing. The end. And the beginning of a better world. Tonight, we close the chapter of her story and open the quiet one meant just for you. And so, dreamer, this story ends as most true ones do, not with glittering magic, but with a heart remembering itself. Strength isn't always a roar. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's patience. Sometimes it's a girl covered in ash, refusing to believe that dimming herself is the price of being loved. And sometimes it's a light passed down like a secret inheritance, from mother to daughter, from father to child, from who we were to who we dare to become. If ever you doubt your own courage, think of her, of Ella, who stood steady in the cinders, who held her truth like a gold flame in her chest, who waited for the moment when kindness could stand up and finally be seen as power. Because bravery isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to rise anyway, to rise gently, to rise fully, to rise for yourself. Now, the palace is quiet again. The lanterns are soft, the garden is safe, and the hazelnut leaves are whispering your name. Good night from me, from the prince who listens, and from the girl once called Cinderella, who will never answer to smallness again. Sleep now. You are safe, and you are loved. You've been listening to Nicki Woo Cozy Stories, written by Nicole T. Woodard. May your dreams be gentle and your sleep be deep.